I love this season that we're in. It's very exciting. It is a little bit different if you're brand new here with us. We're in this build season where we're talking about expanding and making room for more. And so I want to say hello to everybody in the overflow service. So out in the H, good to see you guys out there. It's necessary for us to take a big step into the future. And so we're excited about it, but it's a little bit different. I just showed you a video from some of our close friends, Matt and Joanna King. They have been a part of our church from the very beginning. They were a part of our church as a core group. And as we moved out of a hotel ballroom into some rented facilities, Matt and Joanna have served on our board and in all kinds of leadership capacities and serving capacities here at our church. Thousands of decisions they've been a part of. And so more than that, though, I've seen them grow as people spiritually because of these steps that they've taken along the way. My son and their daughter are the same age. They were kindergarten, first grade as we moved here, and seeing them grow up through kids ministry and into student ministry, and then to go off to college and to be following Jesus there in college. It's just amazing. And Matt, in fact, led our very first expansion campaign in our old facility. We were meeting in a very small space, and we just added on more to the shopping center. And so he helped lead us through that project. And so when they say, hey, we've been through this together as a family, and it's been uncomfortable, they mean it. They have been at every turn along the way. And so it's just exciting. I just want to show you some of the stories of people who have reaped the benefits of stepping in and being obedient and then being faithful to God and then Him coming through for them. It's just amazing to see what God has done through the faithfulness of a small group of people. So the beginning part of the message today is a little bit different. I'm going to just share some information about how we're stepping into the future and how we're making room for more and growing. And so I just want to share some information with you that we've shared in some other meetings that you may or may not have been in. Just a couple of things today, and then we'll jump into a message for today. First thing is just for us to know that Build is a 2-year giving initiative. And what that means simply, if you're brand new to this type of thing, is that our church is stepping out over the next 2 years and calling the people who are a part of our church family to give above and beyond what you normally give for 2 years to help us expand as a church, to help us to make room for more. And what that means is we're going to be adding on to this facility. We're going to more than double the size of our facility. We're going to add a new auditorium with 40% more seats, and we're going to add new kid space and student space. In fact, we're going to more than double our kids and student space. And so we're really, really excited about what that future looks like. Our 2-year goal financially for this next step is $8 million, which is a big number. It's a big step, but it allows us as a church to build and expand and add this without taking on any more debt. And it also sets us up for the future in launching new locations of Journey, which is our ultimate goal, to launch multiple Journey Church locations. Now, with a number like that, it's going to take all of us to do that. It's going to take everybody who calls Journey Church home to step in and say, we want to give sacrificially toward this above and beyond what we normally give. And I put a chart of gifts up there because typically in a project like this, people step in at all different kinds of levels. But I did want to show you that it's going to take people sacrificing and giving at high levels to be able to do that. And I realize that every single person in this room is at a different place spiritually and at a different place financially, but it's not about equal gifts, it's about equal sacrifice. Every person saying, what's my part, God? And so on Sunday, February the 27th, we're going to have a commitment Sunday. And what that looks like is in a service on a Sunday, people are going to come forward and they're going to make a commitment over 2 years, above and beyond what they normally give. And again, this is not compulsory. This is not a contract. This is an intention. Nobody's going to come to your house and bother you. They're going to simply, it's you putting your best effort saying, God, I think this is what you've called us to give. So there is a commitment card. It might be on your chair or it might be in your seat back in front of you. Again, I don't want this to be awkward or weird. And so that's why we give it to you really early. And I want you to take that out, take a look at it, take it home with you, put it in a place where you can pray over it and be able to to just think about what does the Lord want us to do. And so this commitment card, just want to show you just maybe an example, is that there are people who are stepping in at all different kinds of levels. And already we've got a lot of momentum of people coming early and saying, hey, yeah, we want to be a part of this. So in this example, someone has decided to give $50,000 over 2 years. Now, again, depending upon where you are, that number lands one way or the other. But maybe this person says that, hey, we want to give a one-time gift of $15,000, and then we're going to give a monthly gift. And maybe that $15,000 as a one-time gift is out of cash or savings or appreciated stock. Some people have said, hey, we're selling this, one of our rental homes, we're going to give toward this. But we're all at different places. But then I gave you a little on the commitment card, there's a way to kind of calculate what your next thing may be. But ultimately, what we're saying is that over the next 2 years, we're going to call people in our church to give for a couple of years for the next 2 generations. And what that means to me is that we're going to step in and give sacrificially so that we can impact the next 2 generations. This week, my wife and I moved here 15 years ago, and we could not have fathomed what God would do. And the impact that taking that step of faith would mean for our children and now our grandchild. So we're thinking about what it looks like for thousands of people to move into our community and to be ready for them. Now, I've been sharing this with lots of people, this idea of safe versus stretch. I don't know about you, but when I see a number like that, I begin to think, okay, what could we do? And my first number is always a safe number. Hey, I think I would fit into that category. We could do this, but God has been calling me and my family to think about how we could stretch and to believe that this moment is a life-changing crossroads moment for our family and for our church to stretch into the future. So I just encourage all of you to ask God, to say, what do you want us to do? As if you're married, as a married couple, just to talk about it, have a conversation about it. And then as you come together and you say, hey, what do you think we should do? My rule of thumb is that the larger number is always God's number. I thought that was gonna be funny, but sorry, I guess not. Just ask God. Ask God, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to be a part of here? And then if giving is brand new for you, like if you're brand new to faith or you're skeptical of church, then I think Build is a great first step for giving. In other words, it's very tangible. Hey, when you designate a gift toward Build, it's going exactly toward that. It's going to go toward the construction of that new facility. So maybe that'd be a first step for you spiritually. A couple of frequently asked questions before we jump in to the message today. People have asked, do we have county approval? Meaning, are we ready to build? And the answer is yes. We're in the final stages of like the permitting build process. They're going through the blueprints and, hey, is this wire where it's supposed to be, and plumbing and all those kinds of things. But we have county approval to move forward. Another question that people ask often is, why not build bigger? Like as you see the facility and you go, okay, we're going to expand, but why not build it even bigger? And the simple answer is that we are building the maximum allowable size facility on this piece of property. So as large as the county and the land will support, we're building. We're on a well here, we're on single phase power, so according to our county's restrictions, and then also according to our utility restrictions, we're building the largest facility that we possibly can here, which means it'll be the last building project on this piece of property. We also think that God is allowing that to happen because it's keeping our community feel. It's keeping that small feel that so many of us love and enjoy as we bring family and friends in. We say things like this: we want to be large enough to make a difference, but small enough to be known. We want people to walk in and go, I know these people. These are my family. We're all bunched in here together, but yeah. But also we have a desire to launch, as I said, other locations. It's been a dream for a decade for us to launch future locations. We've experimented with that in the past and come back together on this piece of property, and now we're ready to launch into the future. The last question is, people ask, when's this gonna happen? And the simple answer is, it really has to do with the generosity and the response of our people. If one of you would like to come forward today and say, hey, I'm all in for the entire amount, I'll be preaching on something else next week. we're going. But I'm so encouraged because of the early response of so many people and the momentum that's behind this. And so we really believe that as we come to Commitment Sunday, we're going to hit our goal or exceed our goal. And then that gives our leadership team, our board, the information it needs for timing. And so we think we'll be able to start as early as May, June of this year. It's about a year time frame to build out. We'll be able to meet every Sunday. We won't have to meet. It's going to be on the other side of that wall behind Real Church for Real People. So they're going to be constructing, and then we'll be under construction for a while, but we'll be able to continue to have services. And hopefully by summer of 2023, we'll be meeting in our brand new building. Isn't that incredible, everybody? So yeah, exciting. Three people are very pumped up about that. I would have thought everybody in the atrium would have been like, yeah. So, hey, I realize that like on a morning like this, when you come to church, this is a little bit awkward. It's different. I'm up here with a clicker. You're like, am I at a corporate presentation? Like I never do this. But it's important as a church, this is kind of a family meeting for us to walk through and to share information and next steps so that everybody's ready. Everybody has the information they need to pray and process and plan so that we can step forward together as a church.